and good morning. Chief of Army Staff, and Kamal Javed Bajwa, our distinguished speakers, both who've traveled from around the world and from within Pakistan, the diplomatic corps, ladies and gentlemen, I once again wish to thank you for attending the Islamabad Security Dialogue. This may be repetition for some of you who were here yesterday in the Prime Minister's inaugural address, but let me just quickly recount why we are here. Why does the government of Pakistan feel the need to sponsor and host such a dialogue? Most of you will be aware that Pakistan released its first national security policy earlier this year, anchored in human security with economic security as the vehicle to achieve that. When we started looking at the Islamabad Security Dialogue and conceiving it, the one thing we realized was that virtually all international conversation about Pakistan happens outside Pakistan and conducted by those who may not have actually spent enough time in this country or belong to this country to understand the deep nuances and intricacies. But then we also complain as Pakistanis that we are a misunderstood country. Our perception is artificially negative. So the solution to that problem was to create a genuine intellectual platform that would not be for the purpose of messaging Pakistan's point of view, but would provide a real avenue to intellectuals from around the world, officials from around the world, to come together and debate issues of international security, but do it in a manner that the Pakistani perspective is also provided in those 2 days. That was the starting point. It's the second iteration. We started this last year. Alhamdulillah, I'm happy to report to you that the convening power that the dialogue has already shown in these 2 years suggests that this will continue to go from strength to strength. We've had the national security policy's major themes covered yesterday and will be today: geoeconomics, human security, international and traditional security, and foreign policy. The Prime Minister of Pakistan inaugurated this dialogue. The Foreign Minister will be speaking later today. We have had panels on disinformation as part of security. We are going to talk about international law and lawfare today as themes that we feel are underrepresented in the conversation. I'm also extremely proud to report to you that yesterday, for the first time, we held something called the National Security Advisors Forum. The topic was Asian security, and we invited national security advisors from 7 Asian countries to come and speak to us about their perspective on how the region and the continent can cooperate to ensure that peace wins over conflict. And that's the ethos of Pakistan's national security policy as well. How do we move from contestation to cooperation? So once again, I want to thank all of you for being here. And I hope that you will continue remaining engaged with this dialogue, because I want to inform you to conclude that we've decided that this annual dialogue will be supplemented by monthly mini events hosted by the Islamabad Security Dialogue on various aspects of national security, but we'll take a slice at a time every month and have a debate on how we move forward on that particular aspect that we focus on in that particular month. We are going to involve not only intellectuals and officials in that conversation, but a special focus on Pakistan's university students, because that's the future of the country, and we're going to involve them directly into this conversation.